Hello ladies and gentlemen. Not too long ago I posted a video where I tell you all about my hairdresser horror story, and for those of you that haven't seen it, it went a little bit like this. I think I might be a big fan of this curling thing depending on how this turns out. I'm gonna inform you about my haircut horror story. She cut off so much. She looked at my hair when she was done and started braiding it just to kind of like hide what she had done, and I was like, oh my gosh. And basically in that video I tell you all about the one time a hairdresser messed up my hair while I'm curling my hair. So that got me thinking. Number one, I had a lot of fun just telling you a story. Number two, I had done a lot of dumb stuff to my own hair. I can't put all the blame on hairdressers, because I think the worst thing that's ever happened to my hair was done by me in anyways. So my plan for today is to do my makeup, maybe something blue, maybe something orange. I haven't decided yet. And while I do that, I'm gonna tell you about how I got my hair as long as it is and everything else I've done to it in that process. Let me start off actually letting my hair down. It is on the longer side of life, as I said last time. My hair comes down about to the bottom of my ribcage, which you cannot see now. My hair is not incredibly straight, but it's not wavy or curly either. It's definitely more on the straight side. It just has random kinks. My hair also isn't too frizzy, but there is a little bit of frizz sometimes. And this is my natural hair color, because honestly I'm too lazy to color it. But I'm gonna get started with my primer and then start telling you about my hair. So when I was a kid, I mostly had short hair, and I think that was for my parents' convenience, so they didn't have to brush and braid and clean my hair. Short hair is just easier to maintain. And I had like a straight up pixie cut. My hair was like above my ear and shaved and everything. I had really short hair as a kid. I think I grew my hair out a little bit in early primary school, but I cut it short again in grade 6 for the last time. Like the first day of grade 6 was the first time I was going to show my friends my new short hair, and I remember I put my hair in little pigtails at the back, and the pigtails were literally like this long. That's how short my hair was like right here. And on that unfortunate day, this guy I thought was pretty cool saw me before class had even started and was like, what did you do to your hair? Which, by the way, rude. I was feeling cute until he said that. But then I was like, no, I'm gonna try growing out my hair. I wanna see what that's like. So by the time I reached grade 7, my hair had already grown out to be beyond my shoulders. And I was like, you know what? I think a fringe would be cool. And fringes never look cool. Even though I think I can do them if I do them properly, their maintenance is just so insane. So I do think fringes can look cool, and I asked my mom and she was like, yeah, we can do it. But we didn't have a chance to go to the hair salon before I was gonna go on a camp, and I really wanted to show this hairstyle off on the camp. So my older sister, being the delightful person she is trying to help, was like, I can cut your hair in a fringe for you. And no, in case you're wondering, it never goes well if kids decide to cut their own hair at home. So what my sister did was she took my hair, she took a section like from here and then straight to behind my ears, and then combed this whole section forward, like in front of my face, so it's gonna be where the fringe is gonna be. I'm sure we even wet my hair a bit, so it's like the way they do in the salon and everything. Brushed my hair down, took a pair of kitchen scissors and cut it right here above my brow, because I was like, I wanted to like sit right above my brow, the fringe. I don't want it to hang in my eyes, which yeah, usually I prefer them side swept, and then it's nice if it has that. But of course that meant she cut it up here, which meant my hair was literally this long at the fringe part. And not only did she mess that up, mind you, again, I don't blame her, but not only did she cut it too short here, she cut it straight to my ears on both sides. Which means my beautiful little sideburns were even shorter than these pieces here. They were non-existent. While she was cutting it, I was like, what are you doing by my ears? And she's like, no, I know what I'm doing. And I was quite upset when she was done, but I still had to go on this camp. So I put like an Alice band on to make sure it stays back, and was so dumb. In all the pictures from that camp, I have my hair back and this little frizz crown from my hair sticking out behind the Alice band, and I had to wear that for a while until it grew out. And it was so sad because I love having like my sideburns out, you know, this loose piece if I had like a ponytail or something, and they were just gone. So that was a sad day. After that, I just had to grow my hair out until the fringe stopped being so dumb and I could do something with my hair again. A few times afterwards though, I'm sure I've gotten like some side-swept bangs. I'm a big fan of that. I like having my bangs. But so much more can go wrong with your hair than it just being shorter than you wanted it to be. I decided in my first year of university I wanted to start cutting my own hair, and genuinely the first time I did it I was really happy with the way it turned out. I filmed it and everything. So the second time I had to cut my own hair, I was like, well, it's not that difficult, so I wasn't all that stressed about it. And of course that's when I messed it up. And it wasn't anything too bad. I was trying to cut off like just this a little bit to make sure my hair stays healthy, and I cut the one side and then the other side. I didn't really check that both sides are even. So when I was about 2/3 of the way, I was like, maybe I should just check if both sides are even to make sure. And legit, the one side was like 2 centimeters shorter than the other side. I don't know how that happened because in my head I was cutting off the same amount all around, so I don't know how one side was uniformly shorter than the other side. I was doing this out of my first year apartment balcony and I saw it and I was like, oh no, when I took a picture and I sent it to a friend of mine. And they very much laughed at me. Luckily, that was an easy fix and no one really had to know about that. My hair was just 2 centimeters shorter than I wanted to, but my hair was long. It was like by my belly button anyways. I have to say recently I haven't done dumb stuff to my hair, so I don't have any recent stories, but I do have a few. I think this happened in grade 11. I wanted to grow my hair out a bit faster. I don't know what motivated this. I think it's that my hair was long enough to braid, but it wasn't like nice and ropey long braids. So I wanted it to get there and get there as fast as possible. So I looked up different things you can do and people were like, massage your head, take these supplements, do a hair mask. And I was like, hair masks sound fun. Let's see what that's all about. So I did a hair mask, which, can't really go wrong. I think I've done one or two before. I did one with like yogurt with my sister, but this one was a coconut oil based homemade hair mask. And I had most of the ingredients. I think you needed like a type of oil so it smells nice. I think I got almond oil and you needed the coconut oil and you needed one or two other things. I really don't remember because I only did it once. I learned my lesson the first time. But I worked it in my hair in the shower and I left it in overnight the way they said I should. Got into the shower the next morning before school and it didn't wash out. Even though I washed my hair like 3 times, my hair was still oily and I was like, this is as good as gonna get. I need to get to school. So I got out the shower and went to school and my hair was an oily mess. Straight up, it was just oil. So luckily for me, it kind of just looked like my hair was wet the whole day. It was that oily, and to kind of hide it as much as possible, I did this ridiculous hairdo where everything was like strapped down. And I did tell my group of friends, yeah, no, this happened, and they laughed at me and I was like, yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do. And I went home and I washed my hair a few more times after school and it finally all came out. I know my hair was not miraculously 2 inches longer the next day, so I did not do it again. I also started getting into how to style my hair because I now knew how to braid my hair on my own, but I wanted to know how to blow it out, how to straighten it, how to curl it, how to make it do what you want it to do. And I could kind of straighten my hair for the most part because it's pretty straightforward. I've seen my mom do it 100 times and a few times it's gone wrong when I straighten my hair. I think what bothers me the most is when I have these pieces here that are super straight and they stick out and I'm like, why? But that happens. But on this specific occasion, I was getting ready to go on a date, but I was with my roommate Caitlin in my first year apartment. I was getting ready, I borrowed her straightener, I felt cute, my outfit was comfy, my hair was looking good. And then because I didn't use a heat protecting spray, I felt I had to like apologize to my hair by compensating by applying argan oil afterwards to kind of rehydrate my hair after the fact. You're supposed to put the argan oil in your hands and then work from the bottom up. I put it in the bottom the way you should, combed it through, and then still had some left on my hands. So I was like, well, I might just as well like do this with my hair because I had it like parted and I just made sure the part was still fine. And then I like smeared the oil that's left my hands right on top of my hair. So even though my hair was clean, I had just washed it before starting to get ready. It looked so oily and so greasy, and because of that some pieces stuck together and there was nothing I could do. I had to leave in 5 minutes. And I was like, I can't technically like tie my hair back, but you can still kind of see it, and I straightened it so nice and anyway, so I just let it down and left and went on a date looking all oily. And I mean, the guy didn't say anything, but I felt so dumb when that happened. On another occasion, I almost had the exact opposite happen where I used too much heat protecting spray. I make it at home with my own little recipe, which is mostly water and conditioner and some argan oil in it. And then you spray that through your hair when you're going to start blow drying it or straightening it. And this day I decided I was going to blow dry my hair so it's pretty straight already and then straighten it to make sure it's as good as it's going to get so we can go out for New Year's. And New Year's is my favorite holiday, so I want to look good and I want to get a brilliant photo from it so I can post it and start my year off on Instagram with a bang. And I had my hair tied back to hide it this time, just how bad it looked. But what happened was I got out of the shower and I put in argan oil the way I usually do. Then I let my hair dry for the most part, and then on every layer of my hair, I split my hair, sprayed my heat protecting spray, blew it out all the way through my hair. After I did that, I split my hair into sections again, sprayed setting spray on each section again, and then straightened each section. And this happened at the end of the matric, so this was the year before I put argan oil on my hair after straightening it. But what happened was I put too much heat protecting spray in my hair, And because it's mostly conditioner, I had conditioner in my hair. And this wasn't a conditioner that was a leave-in conditioner, so it made your hair look oily and feel funny if you had it in your hair when your hair was dry. I looked like I just didn't properly rinse my hair out after the shower and just straighten it in anyways. And I guess you live and you learn and you find 2 different ways to make yourself look super oily and like you never wash your hair before you go out. Now before I tell you more about how I try to get my hair straight, I'm now done with my face. But I'm gonna be lazy with the eyeshadow because yesterday we found tape and now I'm gonna use it to make sure I have a sharp line for my eyeshadow. So I'm taking a piece of tape, it's gonna be about this long, I'm gonna tear it off and I'm gonna see if I can tear it down the middle. And this my little masking tape ball I was making in the lab with all my vlogs. Every time we stuck something in the microbiology lab, I would peel it off afterwards and wrap it in this little ball. And I was hoping to get it nice and big this year, but now classes are cancelled, unfortunately. So I have to continue with that little bugger later. Anyways, I'm going to be putting it here right below the edge of my eye, not right on the end, but right below it, and aim it towards my brow and stick it down. The same applies on the other side, and I'm just going to take a mirror and look nice up and close and make sure the gap is the same on both sides. So I think I'm going to go for a teal. For that I'm going to have to use this BH Cosmetics palette, and I think I'm going to start out with this fellow. Hold on, before the blue I'm going to pick up some white and apply it all over my lid in hopes of the blue looking more vibrant. Now I wanted to find a way to get my hair straight because I wanted it straight, not kinky and weird, but I knew it was bad to use heat on your hair a lot, and also I was lazy. I didn't want to straighten my hair every day. So I was like, what can I do to get my hair straight? And everyone on the internet was talking about getting a Brazilian or getting a keratin treatment. My mom's a big fan of Brazilians. She has thick, short, unruly hair, and getting them really helps her maintain it and makes it easier to get ready in the mornings. But I heard somewhere that Brazilians were too intense and really bad for your hair and can ruin your hair. So I wanted to get a keratin. And a friend of mine for my birthday was like, you know what, I also want to get a keratin, so I'm going to treat you to a keratin for your birthday. And I thought it was going to be super cool. I was so ready to go. And then when we got there, we googled the place and it was in the city, and we were like, hey, yeah, let's go. And when we got there, it was such a not fancy place, if I can say it that way. But we had already booked and paid and whatnot, so we might just as well go through with it. But the chickie, she started putting something in my hair, like brushing my hair, working something in, working through my hair, and like a quarter of the way she was like, oh no. And then took me to the sinks, rinsed it out, and started again. And I was like, oh, what did you put in first? And she didn't want to tell me what she had started doing. So I was like, oh my gosh, what was the lady doing? But I never found out, and that part of my hair was fine afterwards, so thank goodness. But they did some type of keratin. It took a really long time, and when I walked out of there, my hair was pretty straight, I'll give them that, but it was like too straight. Same concept, too straight, you got pieces standing out all the time, and I hate that so bad. And it luckily didn't last too long. I think it's because they didn't give us any shampoos to use with it, and most keratins get washed out by the sulfates in normal shampoos. So I just walked around with hair that was too pin straight for like 2 weeks. Which, luckily ain't that bad of a story. It could have been a lot worse. I have gotten a keratin 1 or 2 more times, but the shampoo is really expensive and I am a student, so I don't do that anymore. Now, like I mentioned, I also learned how to blow out my hair and how to curl my hair and whatnot. I was really into doing sock buns. I still do sock buns, just not as much because I'm lazy. Nowadays I kind of just braid my hair before bed and then it looks fine when I get up, or relatively fine. But there was a point where I really wanted to learn how I can blow out my hair. And I knew the concept of how to do it. I watched a few videos on how to do it. I had done it once or twice at home and it worked out fine. So I was like, cool, I know how to blow out my hair. And then I was sleeping over at a friend's house and I wasn't planning on sleeping over. So I was kind of there without anything of my own. I didn't even have a new outfit for the day. She gave me something to wear and I wanted to feel cute because I already felt kind of out of sorts being there, unexpected, because I kind of like knowing what the plan's gonna be. And then because blowing out my hair was on my mind because I'd done it a lot recently and I wanted to feel a bit more in control of, what I was doing and what I was looking like, I decided I was going to blow out my hair. So I asked for hairdryer and asked for hairbrush. And I was blowing out my hair, it was going fine until I came to like my fringe. I still had a fringe to some extent. It was about like this long. So it was more like bangs than a fringe. And I knew you kind of had to like get your brush in under it, put the hairdryer on top and blow it out properly to get it to not look dumb and go in funny directions. So I did that and I was going slow for some reason, probably because I wanted to make sure the hair was blown out properly. This was the section I wanted to make sure it looked fine. And then I was applying like a little bit of pressure, so I went slowly and suddenly just went whoop. And I was like, what? And then I looked and the brush was melted where I was putting my hair on it. And I was like, oh man, I ruined the brush. And then I saw the hair on it and I was like, oh no. And then I looked in the mirror and here stood these little burnt ends of my hair because the hairdryer was so hot. I burnt a part of my fringe off while I was blowing it out. And I should probably like apologize to that friend. I kind of just put the hairdryer down when I'm done. I didn't even tell them what happened, even though I ruined their brush. I was like, young, okay, I'm sorry. And believe it or not, that's not the only time I've ever burnt my hair. Apparently just once wasn't enough for the universe. In case you were curious about what I was doing, I'm picking up this green and mixing it over the blue to give it more of a green tint. I'm also really taking it into my inner corner here and bringing it out so that I have the full boom effect. First, I'm taking a bit more of that green on a small blending brush and just gonna make sure the edges are a little bit diffused. So now you're probably wondering, what was the other time I burnt my hair? What possibly happened? Well, let me tell you. Mind you, this was entirely unintentional. I wasn't busy doing anything dumb to my hair. This just happened accidentally during the course of the day. We were at home and we were having dinner with my mom, and the power went out because that happens around here. So we had candles everywhere so we could still see what was going on and we can continue with our little dinner party. And it was quite delightful and everything. And I went to go get the rosé in the kitchen for my mom to drink. Can you already see where this is going? I wasn't paying enough attention because someone was talking to me from the living room while I was getting the rosé. And I bent down for it with the candle going straight in my hair. There's a candle standing on the edge of the table. And as I bent down to get it, the candle went into my hair like this. And I was down there reaching for the bottle, moving around everything until I smelt burnt hair. And then when I stood up, I saw the candle, and my hair was singed in random places in here. And I was like, did that really just happen? What's going on? And I couldn't do much about it. It was luckily not that bad, but I was freaked out about it. Made me figure out this eyeliner a bit. Wings make me so happy, but burnt hair doesn't. I'm now gonna take this shattered little mint shimmery eyeshadow from Catrice. It's the color My Mermaid, which is adorable. I'm gonna pick it up on my finger and apply it right here in a bowl. I put my eyeliner on first, so I'm not tempted to drag it down like a halo eye. So what I'm trying to do, just want to apply a little bit of light here and add a little bit of dimension to this monochrome look. Now, I've luckily never had a hand in messing up someone else's hair. I have witnessed people messing up their hair. And not to call out my sister, but she has done some interesting things, from bleaching to coloring to cutting to styling to whatever you will. And I think her being the older sibling, she did most of the crazy stuff before I had the chance to. So I saw it was a bad idea, and then didn't do it. And I think that's about all the terrible stuff I have done to my hair. I've never colored my hair. I wanted to color my hair at some point in matric, before matric farewell, which is like our prom. Ombres were like really popular and I was like, damn, I want one so bad. But I knew you'd have to like pay properly to get it done properly, and I am a broke student, so I can't pay properly to do stuff. So I was like, is it worth the risk doing it? Am I gonna regret it? Yada yada yada. And then a chick in my class had it done at a professional place, mind you, at like a place where you pay decent bucks for decent service, and it was so choppy. So I was like, yeah, no, not risking it, we're done here. But the reason I wanted that specifically is because it's a cool thing I could do with my hair that I wouldn't have to maintain, because like I said, I'm too lazy to color my roots every week, so I'd rather do something that can grow out and not look bad. But no, I have never colored my hair, I've never had highlights, never done anything like that. I honestly don't know if I ever would, because it's a lifelong commitment once you color your hair, because you can't let it grow out because it's just gonna look bad the whole time, and my hair's long, so it's gonna take a long time to grow out. So I'd rather just not mess with that. But if the day comes and I can afford it and I'm willing to do the effort, who knows? In my how to do a classic black smoky eye video that I posted not too long ago either, I forgot to put mascara on, purely because everything was so black and didn't look like I needed it. My boyfriend brought me food and now I entirely forgot what I was saying. Gonna put on lipstick and then I'll come join you. I think a pink lip might go with this so that we can wrap this up and I can go have lunch. Put a bit of a darker pink on the outer corners, tame it down a bit. And then this is the final result. It is something a little different, but it's something I wanted to try out, so I decided to do it in a story time video where the focus of the video is what I'm saying, not what I'm doing to my face, so in case it doesn't turn out too great, y'all are distracted. But that being said, I'm also new to the story time type of thing. I kind of want to figure out what topics I can talk about, but it is a learning experience and that is what my channel is after all. So I hope you enjoyed watching this video as much as I enjoyed making this video, and I really hope I see you again next time. And before I say bye, if you haven't told me your hair horror story yet, please drop it in the comments. I would love to hear about the weird things other people have done to their hair. Okay, bye! Hi.
Hey.
How are you?
Good, and you?
Good.
What did you decide to go with?
Talking about my hair. We'll see.
Okay.